Good morning. I'm Chad Fries, Head of Regional Real Estate, Facilities, and Procurement for the USBU, OBU, and VBU. This morning we're here to celebrate the opening of our magnificent space in 500 Kendall Street, the hub for our U.S. site in Massachusetts. While we couldn't all be together today to celebrate, we hope that you'll share in our excitement and sense of achievement on this amazing occasion. With that, I'm ready to introduce Ramona Sequeira, President of the U.S. Business Unit and Global Portfolio Commercialization. Ramona? Thank you.
To all of my colleagues here at Takeda and all of our valued partners and collaborators, welcome to a great day in our 240-year history. Today, we're celebrating our new home at 500 Kendall Street. This is a moment when two great legacies of innovation come together. The heritage of Takeda in transforming science into medicines, and the heritage of this building in an area that is at the forefront of health innovation. 2 years ago, we announced Greater Boston as a strategic location for our growing global business because it places Takeda at the epicenter of global biopharmaceutical innovation. This area is home to more than 500 biopharma companies in some of the world's top hospitals and academic institutions. The Massachusetts life science community is vibrant, and Takeda is meaningfully situated within the heart of this community. So it's very special to be here today. And I'm really excited to think about the fact that as we emerge from the long pandemic, we can once again celebrate together, work in person together, continue to make discoveries, and help improve patients' lives together. That's what this wonderful building is all about, enabling the human connection and collaborative activity that we need in our work and in our lives. On behalf of everyone at Takeda, I want to thank the dedicated, hardworking team that had the vision of our U.S. hub of Massachusetts as a network of campuses with 500 Kendall as a central link. I want to especially thank the planners and designers who've remade this renowned building with such sensitivity and beauty, suiting it perfectly to our work and to our human needs. With great pleasure, I want to introduce the person who led us to today's dedication, Takeda's Senior Vice President and Head of Global Real Estate, Facilities, and Procurement, Jill Sunshine.
Thank you, Ramona, for those very kind words. I can't help but be reminded of the last time you and I walked this space together. It was a couple of years ago, pre-pandemic, and just at the start of the building project. The space and the structure were in need of updating and repairs. We walked floor to floor, room to room, and then we got to the top floor, the 12th floor, and it was there that you made the comment that we needed to do something different. The space had previously been executive offices, and your vision was that we would transform it and open it up to all employees so that they could be welcomed and enjoy that space. It was a bit of a symbol of the rebirth that you had in mind. It's clear evidence of the transformation to reflect Takeda's values and principles here at 500 Kendall. Fast forward to today. I'm pleased to say that many of the spaces here at 500 Kendall do reflect Takeda's culture, heritage, and our humility, and that includes the 12th floor. 500 Kendall shines as a beacon. It's a beacon to our team members, our customers, our business partners, and all of you who enter this space. It reclaims its rightful place as the center of innovation and ingenuity. And it's a symbol of hope, a home of hope that together with our patients, we will provide life-transforming medicines. And now I'd also like to sincerely recognize and thank members of my team who are here with us today, who had the vision, the drive, the perseverance to make this happen and bring this to life. You've met Chad Fries. Chad heads up my function in the U.S. and also partners with the oncology business unit and the vaccine business unit. I'd also like to welcome and thank Caitlin Malazzi, Caitlin who was accountable for the design of this beautiful space. And last but not least, Brian Lynch, who was accountable for the construction of 500 Kendall. And now the moment has arrived. It's time for us to step forward and cut the ribbon, and I'll hand it back over to Ramona so she can say the words that will make it official. Thank you.
Thank you, Jill. Chad, so without further ado, let's cut this ribbon and declare 500 Kendall Street open for business.
Congratulations on the opening of 500 Kendall. Today is a great opportunity for us to recognize how exciting this is for your company, the City of Cambridge, and our entire Commonwealth.
I love that 500 Kendall, for example, is the first LEED Platinum certified building of its size in the United States. That's incredible.
A building I actually know well, but I'd sure like to see what you've done to it.
We've endeavored to create spaces that will welcome, connect, and inspire everyone that uses the space. And that's no more real than right here in the atrium of 500 Kendall.
It's such a flagship building. It's got so much history. It's so deeply connected with innovation and the ecosystem here in this area. It's just a great way for us to show our support for the Cambridge area, for our employees, and really show what we stand for. I think this building is going to become a very special home for us in the future.
Prior to the pandemic, we were moving toward open office concepts, moving away from more traditional offices into more open spaces. There's some science and some art in the thought of how many collaboration spaces and how do we use those spaces.
Of particular interest was ensuring our team members not only had a functional and flexible space to work, but they also had a healthy environment in which to do their work.
Spaces for quiet reflection, spaces for you to be able to take a step away for a few moments, and then spaces to put your head down and work where you need to. So all of that pulls through kind of core elements of Takeda and things that we felt needed to be reflective, not always in a literal way, but certainly in a sense as you walk into the facility and things you feel when you come in.
In the post-pandemic environment, that's what we want these spaces to allow, is for people to connect in ways that they haven't been able to for the past year and a half. We want to invite people, we want this environment to draw people in.
All of these elements not only contribute to the health of employees, they also contribute to the health of our communities. Situated between two of our Kendall Square locations, 650 East Kendall and 500 Kendall, is another community space, the Henry Termeer Square.
It was Henry Termeer who truly discovered the field of rare disease therapeutics. We have so much to thank of Henry Termeer, and this building is really symbolic of that.
Sustainable materials, air quality standards, lower water usage, and energy efficiency requirements for interior space were all incorporated into our plans.
One of the unique features of this building is the heliostat on the roof that actually brings light into the building and directs light throughout the building. No matter where you are here, you're getting natural light. And we know how important natural light is for people's mood and creativity. And so I'm excited that we're able to give that to all of our employees that come and work here. And I think once we have the people in here, it's going to be also that sense of human connection that's added to all of the positives that the building itself brings.
There is no question that the ecosystem in Cambridge and Boston and Massachusetts more broadly is one of the most vibrant places in the world, if not the most exciting places in the world to be if you're in life sciences. And in order to tap into the intellectual capital in a place like Boston, we really needed to move to the Boston and Cambridge area.
The decision to move our hub to Massachusetts really centered around the commitment the state of Massachusetts has made, the Commonwealth, to biopharmaceuticals, research development, and this space in particular.
We aspire to cure cancer, and you don't hit that aspiration unless you're tapping in to the best minds and the best science and the best clinicians. And we are in the ideal spot to do that.
Our mandate at Takeda and our strategy in R&D is to deliver medicines to patients in need wherever they live throughout the globe.
For one, our focus on the highest unmet needs. We have an amazing, diverse portfolio today of products that just provide incredible transformational support to patients. And then we have this wonderful pipeline coming down the line as well. So we'll be able to continually bring those new medicines to patients in the future, and very, very innovative, highly transformative medicines.
Innovation to us means patient centricity, focusing on high unmet medical need and on science.
We knew that the benefit of bringing teams together who contribute to the entire product lifecycle was of high importance and value. It brings us that much closer to fulfilling Takeda's vision of delivering life-transforming treatments to patients.
Although we're a large company, we function like a small company. The work we do and the impact of the work we do is very personal. People work really hard to support each other just as much as we work to support our customers and patients, and I think that makes us a special place to work.
So when I think about Takeda, I think of a 240-year-old Japanese company steeped in incredible Japanese values: integrity, honesty, fairness, perseverance. But we've been reborn over the last half decade. And here in Boston alone, we've grown tenfold over the last 5 or 6 years.
We have big aspirations as a company and the kind of impact that we can have in the world and in the patients that we treat. And I think that's why we go after, in some cases very rare, in some cases more common, but in all cases really hard to treat, hard to diagnose diseases that impact patients' lives.
We're proud to have you call Massachusetts your home in the United States. Whether you're breaking ground on a new cell therapy manufacturing facility, providing assistance to the community during a global pandemic, or renovating an iconic building like 500 Kendall to the highest standards possible, you've always been at the forefront of driving innovation on behalf of the people you serve and the communities that they call home.
We are really grateful to have a company like Takeda be here, to partner with them, have them invest in our community, and it makes a huge difference. So we're really lucky.
We've seen an explosion in what I call therapeutic modalities over the past 5 to 7 years. We've just seen that with the COVID vaccines, this entirely new technology known as mRNA. But it's not just mRNA. We have living therapies like cells. We have genetic therapies like gene therapy vectors. We have therapies that are made from living cells called recombinant proteins. And importantly, we still have chemists that are able to make small molecules that target different forms of biology.
Many of our patients we know feel abandoned as they go through life not knowing what disease afflicts them or what their challenges are. And our ability to actually bring solutions, bring medicines, be able to treat or functionally cure these patients is really, I think, what keeps us going every day.
The hope that we have all held out for what science was going to do to bring this world back into balance with this pandemic. We bring that same hope with what we're doing with the medicines we have to cure, to treat. Yeah, it's business, but it really matters what we do day in and day out.
Take oncology, for example, where we now can take cells out of patients, immune cells. We can engineer those cells and we can put them back in patients and we can save their lives. I can't tell you the emotion that drowns me when I receive a phone call from one of my colleagues saying that we've just saved a patient's life. You know, when you walk through the halls of this building, when you enter the building and you look up through the middle of the building where you can see all the way from base to ceiling, it's really remarkable how creative and innovative the architecture and structure is and how open it is. And in many ways, that's illustrative of how we have to be thinking in our world. What we do is really hard. You know, nature is really hard to overcome. It doesn't follow the same laws that physics does. We need to be constantly challenging our ways of thinking and be open to new ways of thinking. And in many ways, this building prompts that type of mindset.